Did I cook or am I cooked? Remember, we take a look at the team again. It's like Slaking, Rillaboom, Medicham, Whimsicott, Sneasler, Typhlosion. Did they cook or are they cooked? They're going for a 2-2-2 core. Let's take a look at their submission post again. This was their take on a 2-2-2 core. I wanted to utilize one of my favorite mons, Slaking. I had a lot of fun in the early formats, B and C, and I figured I would do decently in Reg H. The biggest problem with Slaking is that not everyone knows what you're going to do, so the point of the team is to make my opponent respect one of the options, and if they don't respect correctly, you can just roll them with power. I'll explain the cores and go over some more of the weeds. I really like that Magnus took the time to write out their thoughts on the weeds. Basically, a 2-2-2 core is a team that has 3 different cores, and you want to make your opponent like over-respect and tunnel into defeating one of them, and then you just win with like the other 2. Very, very common, like Dozo, T-Tar, Indeedee, Armarouge, those are also like 2-2-2 cores that are very popular. And I think this is a cool team. They go down the strengths of each one. Medicham, Slaking, Rilla, Sneasler, Whims, Typhlosion. Those are the 2-2-2. And then they talk about like their leads. And they say they would also like to make this team work in open sheet. I think it's possible for this team to work in open sheet just because 2-2-2 is one of those cores that you can show them exactly what you're doing, but if they still pick wrong or you read them like over-respecting a certain lead, you can still win. If we take a look at some of the EVs on this team, a lot of the EVs need work, and so I think the biggest thing I'll be able to add for the team fixing is cleaning up a lot of these EV spreads, changing some of the terras, changing some of the items. You can keep the same 6 mons, but if we really polish up this team, it should be able to function correctly. I don't really think that like Medicham Slaking is great, but I do think it's amazing bait. So like if there's any way at all they would ever lose to like Medicham Slaking, they're going to be bringing those things, which is really going to enable us to win with powerhouses like Sneasler and Hisui Typhlosion. So as long as you know that that's like your game plan going in, is you actually want to win with Typhlosion most of the time, maybe close the game out with Sneasler and use Slaking as bait, we can use Slaking. And so in a best of 3, what you might want to do is like win with like Sneasler in game 1, you know. If you've already won game 1, go into like a Slaking game in game 2 and just say like, hey, I'm doing this, you got to respect this. And then in game 3, hit him with the Typhlosion. That's kind of where I'm thinking this team would go. Again, if anyone has any teams they want to submit, think about checking out the Patreon. Like I said, even the lowest tier gets access to all this team submission fixing goodness. And yeah, let's go play some games with this team and see how it goes. So our first game's going up into a little bit of Arch Rain with probably Banded Pult, AV Rilla. I'm looking at like what item we think is on that prim. Is it Throat Spray? Is it Citrus? Is it Specs? Is it Mystic Water? It's going to be hard. Slaking is good here. You know what would be really good here? Weezing, right? They were talking about maybe using a Weezing here. I think that we could probably get away with Whims Typhlosion. I think that's definitely something that can happen here. I just don't know if Typhlosion can even KO Pult with like anything significant. I think I'm gonna go Whims Typhlosion, and then I'm gonna go Sneasler Rilla. Rilla's gonna do a really good job about keeping away the things like the Pelipper and the Prim, and then Sneasler should be able to check like the Arcalugon, their Rillaboom, and their like stuff like that. So that's the idea. Like I said, you want to set up situations where they have to really over-respect Medicham and Slaking, and then you just punish with Typhlosion. If they lead Pult, which I don't really want to see, we're just going to go Sunny Day, Eruption, do like half to the Pult. If we do a little bit more, I might even want to Fire Terra and think about putting within range for a Grassy Glide. There's the Pult, there's the Prim. The thing I'm really worried about here is though this Rillaboom does not have max attack or Adamant Nature. There's Citrus Berry Prim and Choice Band Pult, very standard. So I'm really worried that I won't be able to actually even KO the Pult here. And I could just pivot in my Rilla, soak the Dragon Darts, and Moonblast the Pult, but again, this Whimsicott that you've submitted as well doesn't have like any special attack investment, so that's also going to be very hard. I think I could still get away with that though. So I'm going to Moonblast there, pivot in here, and I'm trying to see if they pivot out Prim for Pelipper. Because we don't need the Sunny Day yet, and I doubt that I'm going to lose my Whims on the first turn. But yeah, I think that like having that much speed in your Whims without any special attack investment, you might be able to better optimize that and go with a D-Gleam. Not that like we really need D-Gleam here, but if you're not going to have any special attack investment, and you're just there to do some chip, D-Gleam would be better because it could break Sashes. So Rilla's going to come in here. I really wish this Rilla had more attack, but it's okay. So Terrain's on deck. No pivot out for Arc. Oh, are you pivoting to Armarouge? That would have just lost you the game. I don't know why they did that. They didn't even hit the Typhlosion. That's nutty. Okay. So let's see. If they can KO our limbs this turn, I think we might lose. Honestly, like, we probably do lose if they do that. Are they going to come in with Armarouge here? Typhlosion can check the Pult, I think, if we get in the right spot. Like, we would have to have no... That's hard to say. Good luck in the game, say thank you. There's the Pelipper. Awesome. That's great. So we're going to break the Pelipper Sash, potentially put the Pelipper within range for a Grassy Glide. We have a Grassy Glide pin on this Prim here, or a Woodhammer on the... Let's see. Yeah, we're good. All right. So we get Sunny Day here. I think about a Sunny Day here. It would... If we have a Fake Out pin. Don't... Also, you gotta remember to PP max these Sunny Days. I'm gonna Sunny Day here, and I think I am going to just Woodhammer the Prim. We should be faster than everything with Arilla, because Arilla has like 76 points in speed. So we might they might Terra here. But you don't want to set your Tailwind yet. I don't think you need the Tailwind yet, as you already outspeed everything with Typhlosion and Sneasel in the back. So Hurricane can miss in the sun. That's why you want to do that. They should have clicked Weather Ball, anticipating something like that on a team like this. So Prim's gonna get Dump Trucked. That's great. And now we can Tailwind if we feel like it. We can also, like, I think what we're going to do is probably Tailwind and just get the Pelipper off the board with the Woodhammer. And I want to see if they bring in Pult. Maybe they pivot out their Pelipper for like Arcwood. I might be able to read that and just Woodhammer the Pult. That might actually be a better play, because that would put them within range for an Eruption KO. And they have to be putting out the Pelipper for Arcwood. I don't want to hit that guy in the face. So yeah, I think I will just Tailwind here. We could also Encore them into, yeah, we could definitely Encore them into Hurricane here. But I think this is fine. Just get some fat damage into this Pult. There's the pivot like we said. So Arcludon's going to come in here. Yep, there it is. And so I would say that if we can keep Sun active, we just absolutely roll them with Typhlosion. Just Fire, Terra, Eruption, easy peasy, should be able to get it. Oh my gosh, look at that damage. If we were Adamant, we might have been able to KO with that crit. It's crit damage right there. If we had the Adamant, like full attack roll, we'd have that KO right there. Oh, we're not going to have the Sun now. Okay. That's still fine. Like, Typhlosion's good into this. Sneasor's still really good into this. We need to bring the Sneasor out sooner than later, so I think I will bring the Sneasor out now. Thinking about it. Because we can always pin the Pult with the Typhlosion in the back. What Terra is that Arcloon going to have? I'm looking at it like, are you going to go Fairy Terra? Are you going to go Grass Terra? Do I actually make a read and just Dire Claw it? It's kind of hard to say, right? I could Protect this turn and see what their Terra is. I don't really care about an Electro Shot. You can't Oko a Sneasor with it. Well, you can if I close combat you, though. I'll Protect this turn. I think that's fair. And we're just going to Woodhammer out this Pelipper. You can Protect here. I'm trying to bait your Terra. Terra baited. Are you Grass, Fairy, Electric? What you working with over there, Buster Brown? Grass. Awesome. Dire Claw about to cook, bro. Dire Claw about to cook. And getting this Pelipper off the board is going to be really nice. I don't really care if they want to go into the Rillaboom slot. They go for the Protect. Cool. That's absolutely okay. If you take out my Rillaboom here, I get to bring in Typhlosion for free, and we have the exact same pin with Shadow Ball Lock in from Typhlosion. Electro Shot. That should be going into the Sneasor slot, honestly. Now the problem here is they're gonna have a plus. They're gonna have a +2 because they're gonna get 2 Electro Shots off. But I think the Typhlosion plus Rilla is just enough to get this. Awesome. And Dire Claw right here. This is a 180. This is still stronger. 240. It's my Terra here. Fighting. Oh man, that's. I like the Fighting Terra. Double dip on that. That's nice. But I'm gonna go for the Dire Claw. I don't think I've ever gotten like a Dire Claw roll into anything. I don't think I've ever gotten one. Let's see what they get here though. Para, do we take those? Para, no Kara? Let's go. He gets a stamina boost. That should still be within range for Typhlosion to finish off with Shadow Ball though. Woodhammer here, donked. Yep. Yepers. Helpers. And he should have went for a double Protect in that turn in my opinion if he was just gonna fodder it. And can we get a full confusion or full parry? There we go. There we go. Pult comes in. Dire Claw, Woodhammer. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Grass dissipates. You think about how I want to play this. I think you just Dire Claw the Archaeodon because it's not going to have... It's vested, right? So you can just get that guy off the board. We have a Grassy Seeds boost on the Sneasler, even though the Grassy Seeds have... The Grassy terrain's gone, but the Grassy Seeds boost is still there. This is also our last turn of Tailwind. So we're just going to go for another Dire Claw here. And we have... What is it? Ghost Hair there? Not really helpful. High Horsepower should just be able to finish off the Pult. Cool. I think I probably should have just gone for Woodhammer. So Woodhammer resisted is 90, so it's actually still like just as strong as High Horsepower would be basically, but you know, it can't miss. Let's see what they do here though. Typhlosion should be able to get the win. And I think against like our terrain like this, like our team does have a good matchup. And they really over-respected like Medicham and Slaking. That was like the whole idea here. What's up? We're just playing some games. Let's see if we miss High Horsepower. Nope, got it. Don't. Cool. Banded Pult is a big bully. It's a big bully. If they didn't leave Banded Pult, I think we would have just super rolled them with like Whim's Typhlosion. So we set up a couple little situations in which they had to meet us at very specific levels, and if they didn't meet us, we just won the game. So they did a good job, like actually like making the game that long, but we still like won without even really needing our Typhlosion. Cool. That was a great game. That was a great game. And I want you to understand, like, we would have won even more if like this Whims had like more special attack, or like this Rilla had more attack. So like the changes that we're gonna make are gonna let us win even more after we fix these teams. Trick Room. I really like the Weezing on Trick Room teams. I think it's really cool. It's one of my favorite ways to play because you bring in that Weezing after Trick Room's already up, so I can't go for like Prankster. You know, if I had like a Prankster Rainets, I couldn't do it. So I do really like that from them. I'm thinking what I would like to get done here. I think Sneasler is going to be very, very good. Sneasler has Taunt, and I'm kind of looking at where I want to go. I think something like Typhlosion and Sneasler are probably going to be my best lead here. Because we have the Fat Eruption that can go into that Frigoraph. If we had two mons that had AoEs, this is where I was talking about like maybe adding like Dazzling Gleam on Whimsicott. If we just need a little bit more damage into that Frigoraph, I think. Let's see. I don't think Medicham's necessarily right. Because I'm trying to respect Smeargle at the same time too. Alright, we're going to go with these two. We're going to try and make this work. Rillaboom has Ghost Terror, not Fire, so it's going to be hard. I wish our Whims had like a Rock Terror or something. It'd be kind of nice. I think I will bring the Medicham here. I know Medicham's a bit of a weird pick. I also wish Medicham had Feint over Bullet Punch, but that's just my opinion. If we're going to bring these, I think I'm going to bring the Slaking. And let's try it. I don't know how we're going to do this one. I think Hard TR is a little bit of a hard matchup, and especially like Weezing Hard TR can be very obnoxious. But we were talking about like changes we could make. I think that this could be changed into Feint to help play around Wide Guard. It's a higher priority still, so you can still like break sashes and stuff with it. It's not that much weaker. You don't really need Bullet Punch for anything on this team. It's not required. Like Ninetales already has a bad matchup and stuff like this. This is probably gonna be Mental Herb and Life Orb. Whoa. Smeargle or T-Whip can be a pain. Oh, definitely. That's why we're respecting these sort of things. Alright, let's see. Mental Herb Whims. I don't care if you want to Tailwind me. Like, I don't really care if you want to Tailwind me. What are you're gonna bring out what? Like Hisui Typhlosion? Like, or Hisui, what is it? Ursaluna? I think we just pop like that. And like, honestly, you double into the Whims just in case they throw like a really weird Terra your way. It would go redirect into Weezing anyways. So if they throw like a Water Terra Whims, they're still probably going down here. And then we have a Fake Out Mom with a Slaking attack. And Slaking's very different from Gigas, right? Slaking actually functions like really hard. You get that one big turn, like if they don't respect you. Protect, great play from them. I wonder if this Oko's. I wonder if they're going to drop a double Protect. Nice. And we know, I don't know if I talked about this. This is Misty Terrain Weezing, which is really cool. So I'm still respecting their ability to go for like Misty Explosion as well. But like, let's see. What is the sauce here? Mental Herb Whims and Life Orb Weezing. It means it's a very bulky Whims, by the way. They don't really have a way to get out of this other than Terra. And they're assuming that we're Sash on the Sneasler now by how we're playing it. So they're thinking they have to double tap it. There's a Tailwind. It's fine. Are they going to Misty Explosion? We're still faster, bro. Yeah, Typhlosion's pretty goated. Let's go. Tailwind's up. Oh my goodness. Oh my. That's an aggressive Weezing, dude. And they didn't Terra. Alright, so they do have Tailwind up, which is not great for us. I don't even know if we'll be able to wait this out. We still outspeed a lot of their mons, though, with the Scarf Typhlosion. So I want to see if they go Smeargle and Blood Moon or not what I want to see. Ugh, bad, bad, bad. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to see. And I'll say, like, for everyone's like, how do you always freaking know what they have, That's how do you know? It's like you know what they have based off what they showed at the front. They wouldn't have set Tailwind to enable a Torkoal, right? They could have had Farigiraf as instead of the Smeargle, and that's why I said Smeargle would be worse to see, because Smeargle has so many other different lines that they can do. I'm gonna go with Eruption and Close Combat, and you can only really fake out one of these. So you can go, like, fake out Typhlosion and outspeed my Sneasler. And you can click Hyper Voice. I don't think Sneasler gets O-Code. Unless, like, you got, like, a damage boosting item. Like, maybe Life Orb gets it. Specs definitely would. I don't know if Sneasler gets O-Code by that. Sneasler has, like, what is it, like an 80... It's an 80 base Medef. It's Decorate, right? So I think Typhlosion's still faster than you. If Smeargle's faster here, Typhlosion should be faster, right? Yeah, so it's like, I don't know about this one, Chief. Decorate's sick. Not gonna lie, it's the coolest thing the world's ever seen here, but like, that's, ugh. He's thick. Is he vested? Are you vested, bro? +2. Let's see if they're vested or orbed. This is what the whole game's gonna come down to, I think. Yeah, we definitely get washed there. Do we see orb damage? Because if we do see orb damage, we might want to just bullet punch it. Alright. Medicham Slaking. Alright, so we have Fake Out. They can't Spore us because they set the Misty Terrain. Look at this Medicham Slaking. Let's go Slaking. This is where I really like Feint. Feint right into that Smeargle would be so good. So we could like 2 turns on Tailwind. I think you just Fake Out there. I could low-key do this. This'll KO, I think. If you Fake Out the Smeargle and Sucker Punch the Slaking at our Sash Clock, so Sucker Punch plus Bullet Punch finishes it off. The only thing I'd have to be really worried about is Vacuum Wave, which they definitely can have. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. Smeargle's like such an enigma. I can't let Smeargle use Follow Me. Like, I probably could eat whatever they're gonna use with this Blood Moon, but I think it's fine. Look at that damage. Oof! Hyper Voice. If you don't kill the Slaking too, I can just throw an attack into it next turn. Nice. Yeah, so this turn what we're going to do is we're going to Bullet Punch and use like, well, we're not going to use anything with Slaking, but we'll see how this goes. If they want to Vacuum Wave my Medicham, Slaking's going to be able to use an attack, and if they're vested, then we can just Sucker Punch again and we're fine. So we're just going to Bullet Punch here. And we're stuck using whatever. So let's see it. You have Vacuum Wave? I think even if you have Vacuum Wave, that means you're vested and I can just Sucker Punch you like I said. There's the Vacuum Wave into the wrong target though. Is it the wrong target? Let's see. Let's see. It does have Vacuum Wave. And now the Tailwind's expired, right? So you didn't take out the Medicham, so I can just double tap with Bullet Punch. Medicham busted. Oof. Medicham busted. Nice. So he was vested. He did have the Vacuum Wave. That was pretty cool. But we take those wins all the way to the bank of Medicham. Medicham busted. Cool stuff. Cool. So the team definitely works. Sneasler, Indeedee, Armarouge, Sunroom. Can I say I hate this? Now, I think against like Indeedee, Armarouge, you can lead like Medicham, pivot in your Rilla, go for a Fake Out into like another Fake Out. Because we don't have like 0 speed in this Rilla, we also can't like realistically lead Rilla into stuff like this. So they get up Trick Room. There is no board state where we cannot stop their Trick Room. So we just have to hope that they don't go Trick Room, I think. Which is terrible. Like, that's really bad. Because, like, Trick Room's also really good into, like, Medicham Slaking. If our Sneasler had Fake Out, we could play around that, because if we pivoted it in the Rilla, we could Fake Out the Armarouge, let them follow me, and then next turn, Fake Out Taunt. So maybe that's like a... I mean, that's what I would put on my Sneasler. I'd have Fake Out on it. We have to just hope that they don't go Trick Room. Those... I guess it's Sneasler here, but, like, I don't really particularly care for it. If they do go Trick Room, we like into the Armarouge, we lose. But yeah, if you had Rillaboom and Sneasler and both have Fake Out, the way you want to do this, if you want, is you want to lead Sneasler, pivot in the Rillaboom, Fake Out the, and this is to take away the Psychic Terrain, Fake Out the Armarouge and force the Indeedee to follow me. And then next turn you have a brand new Fake Out. You Fake Out that Indeedee and then you taunt the Armarouge. That's how you want to play around that. They didn't open up Trick Room per se. Psy Seeds and Choice Scarf Armarouge. Oh, they're trying to be little guys out here. Huh. Okay. You go nuts. We don't need to Tailwind here, but I will Tailwind. Does it mean Armarouge doesn't have TR? We don't know that. We don't know yet. I could have pivoted in Rilla here, anticipating the Sneasler pivoting, because Whimsicott is slower, but I still think this is a fine play. And then I bet you that Indeedee, I bet you the last one's Torkoal here. And this is their Terra. The double dipping Psychic. I think it works. So I actually don't care if Typhlosion goes down here. It's not like required, not important. I'm setting my Tailwind so I can actually still bully that Sneasler with like my Rillaboom and stuff. And they're not gonna have their terrain up. So actually, like, losing Mons here doesn't really matter. And if I just KO them, that's great too, you know? Works for me. That's their Terra down. I didn't lose shit. I can still pivot in my Rilla if you would like to Trick Room me. We'll see. Normal Terra? I mean, he should have. That would have been sick. Alright, we're also setting the narrative that this is a Specs Typhlosion, which it's not. Just to let that be known. And if they do have Trick Room on this Indeedee, we're going to be able to Encore it if we don't die with our Whims here. I think, though, that they're going to click Follow Me and they're going to hit my Whims. So I'm going to go for a double pivot into... Do I need to double pivot? I could just Terrastalize my Whims. Our Terra is not, like, important in this matchup at all. I think I will Terra my Whims just so I don't lose my Whims. And I'm just going to Moonblast the Sneasler. I just don't want to lose Whims to a Dire Claw. Because I need to be able to Encore that Indeedee if they TR. Because now we're taking away the terrain, which means we actually can stick that. I want to see if they have like U-turn on that Sneasler as well. I don't think that they do. Alright. And you could go after the Typhlosion slot, but like with what? You know, you'd have to be Dire Clawing it. They might be like Swords Dancing or something too. That's definitely an option. Follow me. There it is. Cool. We just redirect. This is why I still think Dazzling is a little bit better. It gets that static damage on things, but Moonblast is fine. Dire Claw into the Whims, like I said. Cool. We got to keep Whims. So now they're going to Dire Claw my Rillaboom. This is where... you can follow me if you want. I could pivot in here and then relock in like Sun Boosted Heat Wave, and that's not bad. I think I could just let the Rillaboom die if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's go. He's trying to Trick Room me. Not today, buddy. Yeah, go nuts. We hit these things. Show me that Torkoal in the back. Show me that Torkoal. Special Shark Drop's not that important because we're going to get the KO here. Oof. And we note that we haven't hit our Sunny Day yet. I think it's really important to not Sunny Day because you don't want to enable a Lilligant if they have that as the last mon. Because you can go for a fade. I could have went for a fadeaway Sunny Day a couple times to enable the Typhlosion. I don't need to do that yet. If the last month's Lilligant, we just double into it. Because I don't care about your Sneasel. I mean, I guess I could high horsepower your Sneasel right now. There's the Torkoal. Awesome. So honestly, like, if I keep my whims tapped off, I should win this one. Sneasler's good. Last turn of my Tailwind. So I need to pivot out this mon here. So I can reapply a Tailwind. Yep. So if I pivot out here and just fodder this guy, that's fine. And we will try to high horsepower your Sneasler if you would let us. Battle's canceled. That's wins up. We still have to win, so what we're going to just do is do all that, and then bring out Whims and Typhlosion, Retailwind, Eruption, cleans up the Sneasler, chunks the Torkoal too much, and we win the game. Awesome. So we won every single game with this team. Again, I think the team, you know, you were asking if you cooked or, you know, were you cooked? I think you're on the right track, and 2-2-2 teams are very good. They're very usable, but the team's going to be even better after, like, we polish up a lot of these. So this is the rental code. I think this team's doing a lot of stuff right. Slacking was used in one of the games, but, like, honestly, like, leftover slacking with the EV spread that was submitted, which we'll take a look at in a sec, just isn't really getting the same value. I also think U-turn might be somewhat usable on Vrilla, but I definitely respect the high horsepower. It's great into Sneasler. It's great into, like, Incin and other things like that. Great into Arcaludon. So I do like the high horsepower choice. I think the Medicham can be slightly optimized, putting Feint over Bullet Punch. I think it's just going to give you more value. It can go and break Talonflame Gale Wings. It can do, like, a bunch of other really cool stuff with Feint. Also breaks those wide guards to help make it so you can actually lead, like, Medicham Typhlosion in some matchups, which is very underrated. And then you can also, like, I think the Whimsicott can be slightly changed, Sneasler can be slightly changed, and Typhlosion needs different EVs. But overall, team kind of worked, and let's start breaking it down. And here we go. The team fixing part, everyone's favorite part of the team fixing streams, right? Everyone's favorite. You guys like the team fixing part? I mean, there's a lot to learn in the team fixing part. I think it's pretty important. So if we take a look at this, let's take a look at the Typhlosion first, since this is already where we are. You're wasting some EVs right here. You don't really get anything for 80. 76 and 84 are where the next point thresholds are. And honestly, like, I think this is just my opinion here. You should just be using a Typhlosion that does this. Like, you should just be, like, full special attack, full speed. Because if you're not full speed, if they have a mon that's choiced, right, like an Annihilate, like, you big lose, right? You don't want to get outsped by Annihilate. And I think the set you might have suggested also could have potentially outsped something like that, but I would not risk it because you also just lose against, like, other Typhlosions. I think this is one of those situations where you want to hit as hard as possible and as fast as possible. And also, like, we saw one of the games we played, like, our opponent had, like, a Tailwind core on, like, pseudo Trick Room mons, and we were still able to outspeed, but, like, you want to make sure that you outspeed those things, and this is one of those things where it's like, don't cook too hard and make your EV spread bulky, because you don't actually need to be bulky on this thing. This thing, it just needs to hit Eruption. And what I would do here in this last spot is you could put something like a Focus Blast. I think Focus Blast is better than Curse because it lets you hit Tyranitar. If you can call them, like, alright, so for example, if you have this board and they lead Tyranitar into you, you can Sunny Day Focus Blast that T-Tar, and that really enables the rest of our team to work. You can also put, like, just a Flamethrower into that spot, and I do think it actually works great. But I like the Focus Blast there, or Flamethrower would be my other option, just to play around, you know, teams that are using Wide Guard. For the Sneasler here, I think you can just, like, slightly optimize it, like, you know, a 244, 4-4 here. You don't need to do that on a Typhlosion, because Typhlosion needs to hit as hard as possible, but Sneasler can get that. I really like the double dip ground, Fighting Terra. I really like that. I think the last thing here is I would still have to Fake Out. Especially if you're going to be playing this in an open sheet environment, you want to still have the ability to lead this and say Fake Out, but the reason why you want Fake Out is, I was talking about one of these leads. If you were to lead, like, Sneasler Typhlosion or something, and they lead, like, an Indeedee Armarouge, or an Indeedee any Trick Room Setter, Hat, you know, Porygon 2, anything like that, you need to be able to have a Fake Out user on the board that also has Taunt, and still be able to pivot in your Rilla, because we're not using a 0-speed Rilla, and even if we were, you don't want to lead with that and lose a speed tie against an Indeedee and have them have Psychic Terrain go up. So you need to click Fake Out into their actual Trick Room setter. If you led like Sneasler Slaking, that's going to force the follow me on the Indeedee, or Sneasler, Medicham, or Sneasler, anything. They're going to force the follow me. They don't want to eat a Dire Claw. They don't want to eat a Close Combat on any of those mons. So they're going to follow me, right? So you fake out and you pivot in the Rilla. Sorry, you pivot in the Rilla. And remember, pivoting in that Rilla is going to take away their Psychic Terrain, which will let you fake out. And once you fake out their Trick Room setter, now you have a brand new Rilla on the board with terrain that also has its own fake out. So now what you can do is fake out their follow me user, which is that Indeedee slot, and then just straight up taunt the Trick Room setter if it's not a Hatterene. So if it's like an Armarouge, Porygon 2, any sort of weird Trick Room setter, maybe like a Spirit Tomb or something, Farigiraf, not Farigiraf because they would block all those fake outs, but you can just taunt them, right? And so I really think adding that third fake out user really helps you, you know, get those pins up correctly. And then like having a fake out user with taunt is the key there. So I would say that while protect is nice, this isn't really a protect team, and you don't really need it. You should be trying your best on a 2-2-2 team to really win early, then I try to mitigate damage, because like it's also like one of your only mons with protect. I also don't even think you need protect on Slaking. As for the Whim set, I think your Whim set's doing a lot right here. But you have Cobra Cloak and Ghost Terra. I don't think you need that. I would go Rock Terra here, and the reason why you want Rock Terra specifically is because Rock's, you know, you get that Spit F boost if there's Sandstorm, but Rock is going to let you avoid Brave Bird. It's going to let you resist Brave Bird. It's going to let you still have the same, like a lot of people go Fire Terra Whims, because they don't want to block those fire attacks. This also lets you block the fire attacks, right? So it lets you block fire and Brave Birds at the same time, makes you a great wall to Talonflame. And if they had E-Speeds, you know, you'd also resist that damage. So it's like the best of all three, and it's good on these bulky Whims. I also think Whims, you could click this button, which is wrong. I think Whims, you still would actually want to be full speed on Whims, because you don't want to actually get Encore locked or taunted by other Whimsicots. That's exactly what it is. It's one of those situations where I feel you're much better safe than sorry, similar to the Typhlosion. If you're not full speed, you actually cannot, with full confidence, make the right plays that will punish and pin them. Because if they have full speed and they have taunt or they have Encore, you can get Encore locked all different ways. Because like, imagine you go up against another Whims, right? They Tailwind, you Tailwind. They saw that they outsped your Tailwind, and they were like, huh, that could be a tie, or I could just be faster. Let me just Encore lock you into that Tailwind with their Encore. And it's like, you can't even have that like bag of worms be opened, right? So you just have to go full speed. Last thing that I would do is I would actually, if you're not going to run special attack, like I would recommend just something like this. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But if you want to go like heavy bulk with like, I don't know, we go like a 244, 444 here. I would make this Dazzling Gleam. And this is just to be able to catch things and break sashes. Because I think like Sash, like we saw in the last game, like Sneasler with Redirection is really popular. Pelipper is really popular. Breaking those sashes is, I think, very, very important. And putting just a little bit of chip damage on things, I think is very, very nice. So I would go with something like this. It's still going to let you do damage when you need to do it, but now you hit both targets. And yes, you can get wide guarded, but then we're going to talk about our Medicham here. I really think that over Bullet Punch, which is only a 40, right? You should just use Feint. Yes, you can't like Oko, Alola, and Ninetales with it if you set the sun or whatever, but like that's not important. You don't care. We don't care about Ninetales. We have Sneasler or Typhlosion. So like Feint's much better at breaking those protects. And now when you lead like Medicham Typhlosion, you have Fake Out Threaten, but now you also have like Feint Pop. So if they have like a Smeargle, you can just go Feint Eruption, no wide guards, no nothing, like they're gunzo. So like against like a Muck Smeargle, automatic victory. They're just dunzoed right there. So I really, really like the Feint here. It's going to also work when paired with Slaking, when paired with Sneasler. It's going to help you really close up those games. Feint's a +2 priority as well. So it's going to be able to break Gale Wings on Talonflames, which will let you go right in with Sneaslers, right in with other mons that are aggressive. So I think it's very, very good. It's basically the same thing as Bullet Punch, but, you know, you actually get to do something with it. And since you're sashed here, you don't need to have any other different EV spreads. Just, it's absolutely fine. The Slaking was actually wasting a lot of points here. If we scrolled all the way down, you can see, so you love this kind of content. It helps a lot with team building and learning. That's the whole point, right? So we have like a jolly nature, but we're not putting any points in. And so there's right here, if you're never like sure about your EV spreads, if you're ever thinking about your wasting points, Showdown will actually tell you when you're wasting points and show you a way to fix it. But we still don't need like a jolly Slaking that's like bulky, that's taking like, leftover Slaking is probably not it, especially if you want to play this in an open sheet like you suggested. You actually want a Slaking that just comes in and like really messes them up. You can go Banded, you can go Orbed, or you could go Vested. And since we're already using our Vest, I would say Vest is my favorite. I'm going to go Banded. I really like the Band Slaking. just because you're able to come in and go hard. So, I really like the double edge. Rockside's good, Sucker Punch is good. Let's sort this by physical and see some other moves that Slaking gets. So let's see. Nature's a 10% boost, so using your nature on a higher base stat is usually good. Then you can use EVs you want to power trip the lower stats. Yep, that's kind of how it works. So we could have Earthquake here. We don't really have that many mounts we can pair with Earthquake. I like Gunk Shot sometimes. I've used Heavy Slam before. High Horsepower is probably what I'm going to recommend. Knockoff's also viable, but like this just lets you check Goldango. And what I would actually do is like when we're checking out our EVs, like what do we actually want this Slaking to outspeed? I would want our Slaking to outspeed Goldango, like a timid Goldango. And so I'm just plugging in like a Goldango on this slot over here. You could say you want to outspeed Annihilate, but I don't think you need to outspeed Annihilate, just because we can use our Terra to cover up for that matchup. Let's set this Goldango to 50. And also, we'd have to go Jolly Nature to outspeed Annihilate, but I don't want to do that. So, Goldango only gets to 149, so we just got to get to 150 on this Slaking. Which we can do without Nature, I think. You don't need that much Spadef either. Yeah, so we can just go right there. So that lets you outspeed Goldango, and then we can just go like a 4. I would throw like a 12, 4, and we also get the added effect of being adamant. Yo, how goes it? So yeah, I think this is a little bit better. I would also still, make this thing, and so now you had Fire Terra, I'm pretty sure, to make it so you could eat a Make It Rain from a Goldango. Now we just outspeed the Goldango, and we can just like go Whimsicott Slaking into the Dango. If you're afraid of Specs Dango, just lead like Whimsicott Slaking into it and go like Tailwind trade with their Murkrow and just kill them with a high horsepower, right? I would probably go something like a Ghost Terror to stop a Fake Out. That's what I would do. I know there's a lot of Ghost Terrors, but I think Slaking, you need to use it as a very specific polished Mon for some matchups. And I think like having Protect lefties was a step in the incorrect direction. You need to make them really, really over-respect and make it incredibly obvious what your Slaking can do. So when you do have a Slaking that has a hole in their team, they're going to do everything they can to patch it and beat this really obvious combo, so it really enables the Sneasel and the Typhlosion to do well. Last one I want to take a look at is Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom should go back to that Fire Terra. You don't need Ghost on your Rillaboom in my opinion. Also, don't forget to set this to level 50. Do your EVs for level 50. I think Rillaboom is one of those word mons that I really think that like you don't need to like make it complicated, right? I think that the full attack Rilla is still good. I don't see a problem with that. I want to do as most damage as possible with these Grassy Glides. This is what we use against like those Pulps to be able to finish off after eruptions. We talked about that in like the very first game. Going for that big eruption, putting that Pulp between like 30%, you can come with a Grassy Glide and just dump truck them. You can even double dip your Grassy terrain if you feel like that's an option. I also am a big fan of speed reduced Rilla. I don't think that you are, but I want to let you know that like that is a viable Rilla. I think on this team with the Tailwinds here, we want to get our Rillas at least to 107, but I'm going to say getting our Rillas up to 113 is going to be more than enough to outspeed anything that you really want to outspeed. And then from there, you know, you're just going to cut up your EVs and do something like that. So you're still bulky, right? But you're hitting a lot harder, and you still have like the same speed tier, but it's good enough now. So I would say that this is how I would play this Rilla on this team. So it's slow, but it's not that slow. It's fast, but it's not that fast. And you have multiple Fake Out users, better defensive Terras, a little bit more aggressive play with the Slaking. And the last thing that I would do is just put this the Medicham at the very front of the team. So like Medicham Slaking is like the obvious thing that this team does. And make them really over-respected. So those are the changes that I would make here. And let's go play some games and see how the team works on the board. Typhlosion, Wims, Sneasel, Rilla seems solid. Alright. Let's see how it goes. Alright, so we just go Sunny Day. We could Terra here, I think I will. To put them within range and potentially like check the Clefable. I think the right play here is protect Clefable, and then they'll just darts me. But then I'll just pivot in the Rilla. I think I live. Actually, that might just KO on the double tap, which is absolutely fine still, because then we can just finish off with D-Gleam. Awesome. Big damage. Never lucky. It's unlucky. Oh, they Phantom Forced, so they're targeting this slot with that. So we're just going to Dazzle, pivot in the Rilla, get a Fake Out pin / Grass League ready to go. I don't dislike that play. I think Phantom Force is still viable. They didn't know I was going to pull the trigger that hard. Helping Hand, they're going deep. Yep, absolutely A-okay. And Wims was slower. We didn't need to set that Tailwind yet, so just bring back out the Typhlosion. You have a Fake Out if you want it, but then I can Encore you in a Fake Out. Como is not the happiest camper here versus Whimsicott, in my opinion. So they're going to have to Terastallize. Right, so we see lefties Como and AV Rilla. I think we just click like D-Gleam Eruption this first turn, but you can fake out here, but then you just eat the D-Gleam unless you Terra, and if you do Terra, and if you go for a weird move, I just Encore it. So you have to like fake out here, Terra here, and then like KO Whims like a Flash Cannon or something. Clang Soul, yeah, we just Encore it. This guy's gonna get those boosts, boys. Cool. Yeah, we'll take this one. Take this one all the way to the bank. Not that much they can really do about it. Yep. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, GG's. Cool. Good morning, good morning. Dozo. Solo Dozo, full stall. Alright, so Taunt's going to be very viable here. Fake Out's going to be very viable here. Pivoting these things in, I think actually, like, I'm looking at this, like, Medicham and Slaking is actually kind of nice. Encore is also going to be very viable here. They can lead Fake Out, like, they can lead in Sin, and I don't care. I don't think Typhlosion is necessarily right here for this team. I think I still want my Whims. I think Rillaboom is also really viable. Rillaboom is also a good recipient of Pure Power. So no Whims here. Let's try these two. Here are these two in the back. Awesome. So let's think about what we really, really would like to do here. Yep. We already did it. Fake Out's good there. We already played a bunch of games on ranked. We're doing the team fixing part right now. It's a good yawn. So we also didn't want to Ghost Hair there in case they yawned, so it's a good play. So now we just skill swap here, pivot in the Slaking. They can yawn cycle the slot, but they're probably going to throw a yawn over here and protect. Yeah, we already did ranked. We won every single game on ranked with this team. There's protect. It's almost like I play the game. Skill swap, Pure Power, busted. Medicham still hanging on by a thread. And now we have Truant here, so we can... we could skill swap this Truant. I think that the way this works is, like, it would go into effect next turn, but I don't know. I'm down to try this. Oof. Choice Band, Pure Power, Slaking, busted. There's the Truant. So yeah, next turn. We should just... Oh, we just got fissured. Never lucky, bro. Never lucky, bro. Caesar's fine. It's a great Fisher. Tox effects. Okay. We'll Fake Out in there just in case something weird happens. We're gonna give that guy Truant, and we're gonna get our Generator Pivot. Stockpile. Cool, that works. I mean, that sucks really bad, but, like, I think we can make something work. So right now, we have our Generator. Just don't get fissured anymore, me. Don't get fissured. That's right. Get those big misses out of the way. Awesome. So now we have another Fake Out pin. Yeah. I didn't do anything else today. Donk. Oof. No more Fishers. Citrus Dozo, wow. Yeah, you go into the Garg here. They can pivot back in the Toxapex. Toxapex doesn't want to eat both these. It also didn't get a Regenerator proc. There's the Grass Terra. Oh, nice Protect Garg. Very surprised. Oof. Do not want to eat this Fisher. I can't believe you Fisher the Slaking. Oh my gosh, 2 Fishers! I've been Fishered twice! You only got 4 left. Alright, we can still win though. I think you just double into the Dozo. No, you still double into the Garg, right? Let me think about that. You have a Fake Out if you want it. I'm fine with this. Yeah. Yeah. No more Fisher, please. Please, no more Fisher. Yawn. Yawn's great there. Good job for them. Alright. Thank Chaos Dozo. I mean, I'm not even gonna let it Fisher. Not letting this one happen, bro. Cool. Alright, we're stuck here, and that's a scoop. Toxpex doesn't have any moves to do anything. We did it! Ah! Freaking Fishered by slacking, bro. Not like this. Not like this. Alright. Big time worker here. Wouldn't mind a team fixing on my team, but I have a couple questions before I do a write-up. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Let me think about what I want to do here. Just feel free to ask some questions. Palafin Rain is still good. Espathra is still good. That team was nuts. It was. Yeah, it was actually super weird. I think Whim's Typhlosion is like really viable here because like Palafin teams need to pivot. So like we can just set rain, like we can just go Sunny Day and pop off and then close with something like these two in the back. I don't do Patreon. What a fatty donut cover it? No, I like to keep it all on Patreon. I apologize. I'm gonna keep it all on Patreon. Just because like that's where all my work is, and I'd get really distracted trying to do it. I apologize. If you just have little questions, I can try and answer, but like I'd like to keep it all on Patreon if I can. Hey, even the lowest tier, it's $2 on the lowest tier on Patreon. Double Protected Spine, so we get our Sunny Day here. What we're actually gonna do here again is just do it again. If you want to see if they pivot out for like Whims, or sorry, pivot out for Pelipper. Yeah, you just do it again. Don't need a tail when I outspeed. I could have double tapped with like a Dazzling, but they actually outsped there. So like they're gonna Illumina Crash, but like I already did what I needed to do. We're just gonna pivot out the Typhlosion. We got rid of one of their mons. They have a +2 speed boost. We could honestly, let me think about this, because that guy I don't want to deal with right now. Like we could realistically just do this again. It's still 73 base power. Like that's now we just encore that. Encore that too. You can pivot out this for Pelipper. Let's see it. Saw VOD, you were pretty slam jammed on team fixing requests. Should I wait for another request for the cute then down a bit? I mean, I do like 2 or 3 a day, right? Great Dark Terror on that Arcaludon, because I could have encored it. I didn't. I really like that Dark Terror on that guy is actually smooth. I like that a lot. Sneaser's fine here. You don't need Rilla yet. Garchomp, cool. So Rilla should be able to 1v1 a Chomp. We just go Dazzling Gleam. We already know they have Protect, so I think like Dazzling Gleam plus like Fake Out Chomp is probably really good. Like yes, we rough skin, but like look at this Dazzle, like oof, big damage. And we don't really lose anything for it, so another Dazzle plus a close combat and the Garchomp gets it. You watched a short video on Patreon about the Dango mouse core, and it was super good. Yeah, sorry, I've been making a lot of like Patreon exclusive like guides and stuff like that too. Nice. Yeah, we take those ones all the way to the bank. Cool. All right, very, very standard. Let's see if we can beat this one. The thing about this team that I don't understand is it doesn't have any speed control. Like, it has Sneasler, right? That's not really... It's not enough, in my opinion. Magmar's a good mon. Polt's really problematic. Think about how I want to beat the Polt. I think that like I can actually just outvalue with like Whimsicott Typhlosion. I really think that I can. I could be really wrong, but like let's find out. And then like close with like I'm thinking these two, but we'll see. I could be wrong. You know, I'm not gonna say that I win every matchup, but like I think if you have to go down the line of like Magmar Polt, you take way too much damage from this. Yeah, there's Magmar Polt, right? So you go down the same lines. There's the Eviolite, there's the Band. So like I could pivot out. I think I am just gonna do this. I think this is it. Like this puts enough damage on those two to where like Sneasler just comes out and bullies, I think. That's fine with me. Ghost, bro, you're gone. Ghost with the most, coast to coast. Whoo, where you looking, bro? Nice follow me, though. Appreciate you long time. Yeah. Let's see. Prim. So I can just encore that? So you're stuck using follow me now. He tried to attack that turn, by the way. Tried to attack our Whim to like an overheat. Hyper Voice is fine. It's a much weaker eruption, so our Typhlosion's almost going to get KO'd this turn. Actually, let's play that a little bit better. Dazzling Pivot Rilla. Because now it's a Throat Spray boosted move. Protect? Oh, cool. So let's realistically think of the right play here. I think you go... You're going to follow me. So you go Dazzle plus Fake out here. And then double Dazzle. Might be able to get enough damage in. Yeah, I think EV spreads and like getting your lead optimizations is the right thing. If you Terra Dragon, we just had the... if you Terra Dragon, we would have went into Sneasler stuff. I can try and help if you really need it. It's just that I really like to keep everything on Patreon, if I can. Alright, so Magmar is going to be freed from Follow Me. Nice. Yep. So I don't care about your Prim. Nope, don't care. Don't care. Tail wants us to pin anything that we want in the back. That's a Sash Sneasler. Nice, big damage here. And that's it. Don't even need to show anything. Cool. Yes, we won. Nice. I think that was a good one. In conclusion for this one, I think the Medicham Slaking are good. If you can actually get this into a situation where you can just win with Medicham Slaking, go for it. We also saw that like you can skill swap onto like Rilla or Sneasler and stuff like that to make them have pure power as well. It's a really, really cool combo. I think that the Hisui Typhlosion Whimsicott is like obviously this team's bread and butter. You want to either try and win with Typhlosion or close with Typhlosion. I think one thing that you want to take into account when actually using this team is there's nothing wrong with leading like Whims Typhlosion, going like Fire Terra Erupting, doing like half to both their Mons, losing the Typhlosion, and then just closing with Rilla Sneasler because their Pult or their Magmar or their Primarina are at like half and just within range for either your Grass moves or your Poison moves. So that's definitely a way to play this team, and I think it's a cool one. So I think that you submitted a really cool team. We just cleaned up a lot of your EVs and hopefully gave you a little bit of a better insight into you know, how you want to approach the team preview. So thank you so much for submitting it.